Good morning, students. I wanted to first of all thank you for all of your great questions that you had in the discussion yesterday about our research project. I've gone through and I've answered all of the questions that had come in up through very early this morning. So, what you should do first thing today is go back into that discussion board and take a look at not only your question and my response to your question, but also take a look at some of the questions that your classmates had and my responses to those, because those responses might end up helping you out later on as we work through this project. Now, one of the things that we needed to do prior to answering the discussion question or asking a question in the discussion board, is that we needed to read through all of the instructions, all right, and all of the supporting documents that I put up inside of Schoology in the assignment. And many of you did a great job with that. You read through it and you asked me very specific questions about that, and good work. I'm really glad that you took the time to read the instructions and watch my videos and listen to me talk about those instructions. Some of you guys are still not getting it, that you have to watch the videos, that you have to read the instructions. And you asked me very basic things that I explain in like the first second of the video or that are right there in the instructions. If you ask me things like how many points this is worth, it's right there. You just had to look, but you didn't even bother to do that. You're just trying to get to the assignment and get whatever task is that you need done that day. And that's really doing you a disservice. You're not maximizing your points on any assignment by skipping all the stuff that you need in order to complete that assignment successfully. And this project is really going to highlight that if you don't focus on those directions and make sure that you get everything done. So please, if you haven't read through the instructions, you haven't read through the rubric and everything that you need to do, go back and do that. Another thing that I noticed is that a handful of us had questions about how we're going to work with our group members. This isn't a group project. This is an individual assignment. It's just that our classes are rather large, and everybody or every assignment has multiple people doing that province or that territory. So you won't be working together with anybody else. It'll be individual, but there will be multiple projects for each province or territory. So hopefully that clears that up a little bit. Let's go ahead and take a little look at what we're supposed to do for today. So I'm going to pull up that calendar here on the video screen, and we can see what we should be working on today. Okay, so you'll see that I'm on the Canadian Research Assignment timeline. Here on the timeline, we're looking under Wednesday's class for October 7th, and we can see that we are to begin our research packet work on location, place, and region portions of the research packet today. Be sure to save and complete web addresses of any websites used to find information. Let's go ahead and take a look inside the packet exactly what it is that we should be working on today. Here I am inside the Canadian Research Project Information Collection packet. At the top of the page, there's a place for our name and the name of our province or territory. You can see that it says to describe, there's a section that says location, where you have to describe the relative location and the information that you're supposed to research about the location of your territory. Underneath that section, you'll see that there are places for you to gather your research about the place and region section. So your physical features, your man-made features, and your major cities and points of interest. For today and tomorrow's class, we should be focused on those first two portions of our research: location and place and region. Many students have asked me about copy and pasting their web address, the entire web address, and where they're supposed to do that. Let me show you where that's going to go. As we scroll down to the bottom of our document here, you'll see that there is a section where you are going to put your resources. In order to copy and paste our resource website, our web addresses here into this resource section, we're going to go to our internet site. So here I'm on the Encyclopedia Britannica's Manitoba page. Encyclopedia Britannica is a great place to find information for your research. Now, if I want to, as you can see here I'm scrolling through. If I want to copy the web address, I need to go up to the web window, and Britannica.com is not the complete web address. I have to click on that web window, and you'll see now the entire web address comes up, and it's already highlighted for me. I'm going to touch that web address and click copy, and now I'm going to go back to my document in Schoology. I'm going to create a text box, and I'm going to paste that information right there in the text box. Then I'm going to come over here where it says date you access the website, and I'm going to use today's date. That's how we're going to copy and paste our information into our web address into our resources database here. One final thing I want to mention, a number of students asked me yesterday about how do we know which websites are reliable? Is Mr. Lacer going to give you some reliable websites? That sort of thing. And I'm gonna make some suggestions, like I just did here in the previous section of our video about the Britannica site. But you guys, we practice the skills for us to determine whether or not a website is reliable all last week. And I want you to use those skills. This is why we did it, why we practiced that, why we learned about that. I will put that website reliability checklist inside of today's folder, that if you want to use that to help you determine whether or not a website is reliable or not, you can. And that is a great tool for you to determine whether or not your information that you're gathering is quality information. You also are going to have to, as you go through these websites, you're going to have to read them critically and make sure that the information sort of makes sense and doesn't seem fishy. That it's not Cartier selling watches to Native Americans, right? We want to make sure that everything is on the up and up. So if you have any questions today, I'll be on Teams. I'll be available there throughout the day. Go back and look at those answers in the discussion question as well. And let me know if you're having any issues. Have a great day.